Hi, I'm Sierra Sin, and this is the Art Institute of Chicago's website. The Art Institute of Chicago is more than 130 years old and Chicago's great civic art museum. It was founded in the late 19th century by a group of wealthy Chicagoans who wanted to put a gritty working class city on the cultural map. This museum was created to both educate the next generation of artists and expose the city of Chicago's citizens to the works of the masters. So this is their homepage, and as you'll see, current exhibitions are scrolling on with their dates that they are available. So if we go down here, we are going to click on About and start with the About section. Here you'll find the president and director of the Art Institute's explanation of the museum, the history, and different things. So we're going to click on Missions and History. Here you'll find the mission of the Art Institute of Chicago, and it is to collect, preserve, and interpret works of art of the highest quality, representing the world's diverse artistic traditions for the inspiration and education of the public, and in accordance with our profession's highest ethical standards and practices, which I think they have done. With me currently going last year, it was very, very great art museum to go. So the historical review, this was founded as both a museum and a school for fine arts in 1879, a critical era in the history of Chicago, as the civic engineers were devoted to rebuilding the metropolis that had been destroyed by a great fire of 1871. Its first collection consisted primarily of plaster cast, and the Art Institute found its permanent home in 1893 when it moved into a building constructed jointly with the City of Chicago for the World's Columbian Exposition at the intersection of Michigan Avenue and Adams Street. Now you'll see it is front doors have the two famous bronze lions that remain there today. In keeping with the academic origins of the institution, a research library was constructed in 1901. 8 major expansions for the gallery and administrative spaces have followed, with the latest being the modern wing, which opened in 2009. The permanent collection has grown from plaster casts to nearly 300,000 works of art in fields ranging from Chinese bronzes to contemporary design and from textiles to installation art. The Institute of Chicago is now internationally recognized as the Institute of Chicago and the Museum of Art Institutes of Chicago are now internationally recognized as two of the leading fine arts institutions of the United States. And here's a picture of the early building right here, and you see Lake Michigan in the back. So we're going to scroll up. I think this is really neat. You can click on different dates and time periods, the formative years, and it will give you information on the museum during that time. It will give you new acquisitions, so the new paintings or sculptures or different artifacts that the museum was able to get. Also, they have building alterations, so you can see the different processes of the museum expanding and growing, and with different pictures here. Here's the lion, the 2 lions right here that are still currently on display in the front doors. They also have from 1879 all the way to 2012, which is incredible. You can see the greatest growth is behind the museum as they have expanded into the modern wing. Here's some more of the acquisitions, which are more of the modern artworks. If you go up, you can see they'll have a thing for Board of Trustees, their annual reports and financial statements, press, blog, community outreach, gardens, sourcing, events, and the frequently asked questions section. One thing I thought was really interesting was their blog. The article. Their blog has what is going on with the museum and different things around it. One of the blogs I found really interesting was the Reimagining the Museum on March 31st this year. This article was discussing how the Teen Council created a night for teenagers to flood the Art Institute with a 24-hour design experience. So the teens were able to go around the museum and participate in many different things that students created. The Teen Council is created of a group of 16 teens from Chicago who come together every week to design museum events and different experiences that will be meaningful to all youth. So if you have students in the Chicago area, probably more of the high school age, this would be a great opportunity for them to get to be involved with the museum, not only with the arts, but different things that are related to them. So we can scroll back up. And we'll go back. Okay. I also thought the gardens were really interesting. They have 4 gardens at the Art Institute of Chicago, and they have different links you can click on to find out about the 4 different gardens. The one I thought was really interesting was the Brooks McCormick Court. It was originally the parking lot for the Goodman Theater, which was then located where the modern wing is today. So they've created this beautiful garden that was just a parking lot. So I think that's really awesome and neat for students to maybe know about. If you were going there, you could talk to them about the different parks and what they mean. Event planning, you can plan different events. You can host weddings there and receptions. So the Art Institute offers many different things for the community and people around.